Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a farmer named Sam Cook with his wife and son Maxwell. They owned a small piece of land where they grew sugarcane, extracted its juice, made jaggery from it, and sold it in the market to earn their livelihood. It was a winter season, and Sam Cook and Maxwell would work from dawn till dusk, cutting sugarcane, extracting juice, and cooking it on the stove to make jaggery. Sam Cook always took the jaggery to the market himself, thinking Maxwell was still too young to understand market dealings. One day, he loaded fresh jaggery onto his bullock cart and set off for the market. Upon reaching there, he parked his cart and began waiting for customers. Soon, a trader passed by. He remembered that his wife had asked him to bring jaggery for pudding that day. So, he approached Sam Cook and asked, "Brother, what are you selling?" Sam Cook smiled and replied, "Sir, I just made this fresh jaggery today. If you like, I'll sell it to you at a very reasonable price." The trader found Sam Cook to be a very simple and naive man. He said, "How much for the entire cart of jaggery?" Sam Cook, happy that he wouldn't have to wait for customers, replied, "Give me 500 rupees and take it all." The trader handed him 500 rupees and said, "All right, now deliver this jaggery to my home." Sam Cook also let the trader sit on the cart and took him home. When they arrived, Sam said, "Sir, please unload the cart quickly. I have to return home." The trader smiled cunningly and said, "What cart? I already paid you 500 rupees for the whole cart. Now all this belongs to me." Sam Cook was shocked and said, "Sir, I only told you the price for the jaggery. The cart is mine." The trader responded harshly, "I asked you what the entire cart costs, and you said 500. Now you're going back on your word? People like you can't be trusted." Then he called his servants, who stripped Sam Cook of his clothes and kicked him out of the house. Humiliated and ashamed, Sam Cook spent the whole day hiding in the forest. At nightfall, he returned home quietly under the cover of darkness. Seeing his condition, his wife and son rushed to him, wrapped him in a blanket, and asked what had happened. With tears in his eyes, Sam narrated everything. That the trader took advantage of his simplicity, bought all his goods for just 500 rupees, and also robbed him of his dignity. Hearing the whole story, Maxwell was enraged. He said, "Father, tomorrow I will go to the market, settle the score with that trader, and bring your bullock cart back." Sam Cook saw the determination in his son's eyes, but gently said, "Son, that trader is very cunning and ruthless. I don't want you getting into any trouble." Maxwell replied firmly, "Just describe the trader's appearance to me, father. Then watch how your son restores your honor." Sam Cook gave him a full description of the trader. The next morning, Maxwell borrowed a bullock cart from a neighbor, loaded it with freshly made jaggery, and went to the same market spot where his father had been cheated. After a while, the same arrogant trader arrived and stopped when he saw Maxwell. Hearing the boy's innocent and soft tone, the trader thought, "Yesterday I fooled the father. Today I'll trick the son. He looks even more naive. This time I'll get the jaggery in the cart." He approached Maxwell and asked, "What's in the cart?" Maxwell replied kindly, "Sir, it's freshly made jaggery. You've never tasted anything this pure before." The trader asked, "What's the price for the whole cart?" Maxwell smiled and said, "Just give me a handful of rupees, sir, and it's yours." The trader's eyes gleamed with greed. "Wow, this kid is even poorer than the father. I'll just slip 100 rupees in a handful and take the whole thing." He agreed to the deal, saying, "Okay, brother, done, but I'll pay you once we reach my house. Just bring the cart over." Maxwell silently agreed. Once they arrived at the trader's house, the trader parked the cart, took out a few 10-rupee notes, folded them in his fist, and handed them to Maxwell, saying, "Here, take this handful of money, leave the cart here, and go." Maxwell calmly said, "Sir, The price was for the jaggery. The cart belongs to my father. It's mine. Please just unload the jaggery and let me take the cart back. The trader scoffed. What are you saying? You clearly said the whole cart for a handful of rupees. Now you're going back on your word. Maxwell said seriously, No, sir, I'm only asking what I sold. Jaggery, not the cart. The cart is my livelihood. The trader clenched his teeth in anger. If you talk more, I'll throw you out just like I did your father. Maxwell softly replied, Very well, sir, give me that handful of rupees. As soon as the trader extended his hand, Maxwell grabbed it tightly, pulled out a knife from his pocket, and said, Sir, I'll leave my cart with you, but in return, I'm taking this hand of yours. The trader trembled. What madness is this? Let go of my hand. Maxwell said, You took my father's entire cart in exchange for one handful of rupees. Now this handful is mine. The knife was sharp, and Maxwell was determined. As he applied pressure, the trader screamed in pain. Please, son, take whatever you want. Just let me go. Maxwell demanded. First, return the cart you stole from my father. Pay me 2,000 rupees a month for working in your house, and promise to treat me with respect. The trader, fearing for his life, agreed. He had the stolen cart unloaded, paid the money, and offered Maxwell a job. Maxwell returned home with both carts. From a distance, Sam Cooke saw him and ran to embrace his son joyfully. Maxwell told him everything, including the job offer. His father cautioned, Son, that trader is vengeful. Always be alert. Maxwell smiled. It is a lion. Father, I'm fiercer. The next morning, Maxwell reported to the trader's home for work. The trader thought to himself, I'll work this boy so hard he'll run away. He ordered, Maxwell, go plow 2 fields, and in the evening bring firewood for the stove. Maxwell went to the fields, laid under a tree, and slept most of the day. As dusk approached, he chopped a few branches, tied them into a bundle, placed them on his head, and returned. At home, he quietly sat down for dinner. The trader instructed the servant, Give him a handful of rice and a spoonful of lentils. That's all he gets. Maxwell ate the meager food silently and went to his room. But hunger kept him awake. His stomach growled. Restless, he got up and went to the cowshed. There, he saw a calf tied near its mother. He quietly untied the calf, who immediately started suckling. As the calf drank, milk started flowing. Maxwell tied the calf back and drank all the milk himself. This became a nightly routine. Each night, he drank the cow's milk, and during the day, he worked. Yet he appeared healthier and stronger than ever. The trader was puzzled. How can this boy eat just a handful of rice, work all day, and still stay so fit? He had no idea the cow's milk was nourishing him. A few days later, the trader's wife went to her parents' house and didn't return for over a month. Feeling lonely, the trader decided to fetch her himself. He told Maxwell, Come with me to bring my wife back. There was only one horse. The trader rode it and made Maxwell walk. Maxwell thought, What a clever trick to get rid of me. He hopes I'll collapse along the way while he enjoys a comfy ride. If I don't teach him a lesson, I'm not Maxwell. After traveling a while, the trader got tired and lay down under a tree, saying, Watch the horse while I nap. Soon, a group of traders passed by. Maxwell secretly cut a piece of the horse's tail, kept it with him, and sold the horse to the passing traders. Then, he sat near a bush and placed a piece of tail at the mouth of a rat hole, pretending to catch a rat. When the trader awoke and noticed the horse missing, he saw Maxwell sitting near the bush. Where's my horse? He yelled. Maxwell replied innocently, Sir, it went into this rat hole. I'm holding onto its tail. Please help me pull it out. The trader angrily pulled, but only the tail came out. What nonsense is this? He roared. Maxwell calmly said, "Sir, you once said you'd only leave if you cut off my nose and ears. Well, here's the horse's tail. Now there's no horse." The trader had no answer. They resumed the journey on foot. At the next town, the trader bought a black horse. Later, they rested again. The trader said, "This horse is special." Bade him well. Maxwell took the horse to the market and sold it. This time, he returned with a white rabbit. When the trader awoke, he asked, "Where's the horse?" Maxwell replied, "Sir, you said to scrub it well. I scrubbed so hard, all the black came off, and now it shrunk into this rabbit." Furious but helpless, the trader had to walk. Near the in-laws' house, they were starving. The trader, out of money, told Maxwell, "Go tell my in-laws I'm coming. Ask them to prepare food." Maxwell went and told the mother-in-law, "Your son-in-law is ill, suffering from severe diarrhea." Using his cleverness, Maxwell continued to outsmart the trader. When they finally arrived, Maxwell made sure the kitchen had pudding, sweets, and delicious dishes for himself. For the trader, he arranged only bland porridge. At night, they were to sleep on the roof. Maxwell ate heartily and fell asleep. The trader lay there hungry. Eventually, he begged Maxwell for food. Maxwell said, "There's a hole in the roof leading to the kitchen. I'll lower you with a rope. Eat quietly and signal me to pull you up." The trader eagerly agreed and ate to his fill. Then he tugged the rope softly and whispered, "Maxwell, pull me up." Maxwell, however, had fallen asleep. Meanwhile, the mother-in-law came to fetch water and heard a voice saying, pull me up." Terrified, she thought it was a ghost and called the family. All gathered outside the kitchen, hearing the voice. Maxwell suddenly woke up, quickly pulled the trader up, and the mystery was over. But fate had one more humiliation in store. Late at night, the trader suffered stomach cramps. He shook Maxwell and said, "Come with me to the fields. I need to relieve myself." Maxwell, half asleep, said, "Why go out? There's an old clay pot nearby. Use it, and I'll throw it away in the morning." In desperation, the trader used the pot. At dawn, he woke Maxwell and said, "Hurry, dispose of this pot before someone sees it." Maxwell kept sleeping. The trader, panicking, wrapped the pot in a cloth, covered his head with a shawl, and sneaked downstairs. Just then, his father-in-law was feeding the buffalo. The trader tried to sneak past, but Maxwell grabbed a stick, sneaked behind him, and shouted, "Thief! Thief! A thief with a pot on his head!" The whole village woke up and began chasing the trader. They beat him with sticks before someone finally pulled off the shawl and realized it was their own son-in-law. Everyone burst into laughter. The trader's pride, arrogance, and ego were shattered. His wife took him inside and gave him fresh clothes. As they prepared to leave, Maxwell whispered to him, "So, I was the one who hit the first stick on your pot, and I also shouted thief." The trader's legs trembled. Tears welled up. "Maxwell, why did you do all this? What did you gain?" Maxwell replied calmly, "Exactly what you gained when you stripped my poor father Sam Cooke of his dignity and left him naked in the forest." The trader's head hung low. "Forgive me, Maxwell. For God's sake, let me go now." Maxwell said sternly, "Not so easily. You promise that when you fire me, you'll cut off your nose and ears." The trader wept and begged, "Forget the nose and ears. I'll give you anything you ask. Just restore my honor." Maxwell gave a final condition. "Promise me that from today, you'll never deceive another poor soul, never mock anyone, and place 500 rupees in my hand, right now." The trader agreed, handed over the money, and sat in silence, ashamed and regretful. Maxwell returned home, and the trader truly learned his lesson. He never deceived anyone again, never mocked the poor, and sincerely repented.